evening. A quick word on today. I need to be obedient. I was supposed to be doing these videos for a while, but I paused momentarily, but I'm back. Just wanted to bring a quick word on be mindful. Be mindful. Be mindful. A lot of us are so gung-ho when it's our season, when it's our winning season. We share our news and we find that sometimes our news isn't as great as news to others as it is to us. But guess what? Rejoice in it anyways. There are going to be some that applaud you. There will be some who are naysayers, but God has the last and final say in all things. But just remember that even though God has blessed you, God has given you that blessing that you've prayed for. Even after you've received that blessing, you continue to pray and you still continue to have faith in God and you still continue to worship Him. Because so many times we get what we ask for and then we forget the giver. So many times we get what we prayed for and we forget the giver. Just because God blessed you also means that we need to be mindful that it doesn't mean that we're exempt from the storms. Just because God has blessed you doesn't mean that you're exempt from the storms. Because sometimes even in our winning season, there are things that are set up to destroy us. But we still have to continue to pray in and out of season. We must be mindful and we must continue to pray. There will be times that it gets hard and it may get difficult even in your winning season. And some people don't understand that because I've been told, hey, you just got so much going on. And I thank you for those who give me my praises while I can yet see and hear about those things. But none of what I do, none of the books, none of the motivation, none of that is me. All of that is of God. And I thank God for the blessings. I could not have written book number 1, book number 2, book number 3 without there being a God. I couldn't have received the degrees that I've received as well as my recent Christian counseling certification without God. I still have to give Him praises in and out of season. And I thank God that He gives me a word to give to others. So even though it may not be your season or it may not look like your season at this moment, it doesn't mean that it's not on its way. Just because it doesn't look like it's your season doesn't mean that it's not on its way. Don't give up hope. Have faith in everything. Faith the size of a mustard seed. Just like I said in a post earlier this week, I set a goal to complete my Christian counseling certification before November, which is my birthday. But what you didn't know was that I wrestled with this since around last Thanksgiving. I wanted this and I wanted it so bad. And then I kept saying, well, what are people going to say? And then I said, it doesn't matter what people are going to say. Is she trying to be a preacher? What is she trying to do with her life? Why does she want so much? And I think that everybody should be go-getters. Whatever it is that inspires you, that it motivates you, you should be a go-getter. And there should not be a question of what other people will think of you. So I wrestle with the thought of, okay, Lord, I know it's pushing me closer to my calling, but Lord, am I ready for all of that just yet? And He says, did I not give you book number 1? And I say, yes, Lord, you did. Did I not give you book number 2? I say, yes, Lord, you did. Did I not give you book number 3? Yes, Lord, you did. Did I not give you opportunities to speak? And I said, yes, Lord, you did. And He says, so why now? Why now? Why now think that this isn't your calling? Why now think that it's a problem? Why can't you do what it is that I've asked you to do? So sometimes you got to be obedient, even when it doesn't look like from the outside looking in that any of this makes sense. I started out with an early childhood diploma. Then I went into psychology, and then I went in, psychology, and then I have a criminal justice background. I have a human services background, educational psychology and developmental psychology background. I've completed everything for my doctoral program except for a completed dissertation. So I've taken the exams, I've done all of that, and now I have a Christian counseling background. And people say, well, what is it? But I think that everything that I've put out there in the atmosphere, everything that God has given me to do, everything that He's given me to do has helped me to help others along the way. So I don't regret any of the schooling. You know, some people knock education. I don't. Sometimes I can't get the job that I desired in the past because I'm, quote unquote, overqualified or have too much education for some of the things that I go after. But that's okay. And that's when God gave me the ability that, in addition to what I do, to also be an entrepreneur. And I'm just saying, pour your seeds into yourself. Pour your seeds into yourself. Whatever it is that you feel that you have a desire to do, do it. Regardless of what it looks like from the outside looking in, do it. Be mindful. Have a great evening.